Hi there guys, so I've finished sort of the backtracking section that I needed to do, and we're back now at kind of the branching off point from the route that I was on yesterday to going off to do Rhinog Fawr. So this is the way I came last time I was here, but a big difference is, like, when I did this before it was horrific weather. As you can see, it's not too bad, especially compared to yesterday and the last time I was here. It's idyllic. So I'm a little bit ahead of where I thought I would be in terms of time. I need to head up this path and up over here and kind of over the top of that hill. About 500-600 meters away is Llyn Hywel. I might stop there and have lunch if I'm honest. I'm ahead of schedule, so I don't want to burn myself out today. And then we've got the final slog then up to Rhinog Fawr summit, where obviously I have been before, but the plan today is to try and camp up there, because last time I was up at that summit, it wasn't campable, not in the state I was in anyway. It's a bit drier today. I mean, everywhere is still wet, but everything was a river yesterday, but it seems to have drained quite nicely, so a lot of the paths are a bit more walkable today, which is good. I'll catch up with you when we get to Llyn Hywel. It's definitely busier today. Yesterday I saw one person all day, and that was quite early on. I think that was an hour or so, maybe 2 hours in. Saw somebody, then nobody for the rest of it. But this morning I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of people. Admittedly 2 of them just now. There's a group down there, a couple down there, I don't know if you can see them. There's a couple of people coming from over that way. And the other 2 groups I saw were when I was kind of between Rhinog Fawr and the forest. Makes sense. I mean, it's a nicer day, and it's a Saturday today. Yesterday was Friday. I'm up that steep climb now, so off to Llyn Hywel. Here we are at Llyn Hywel. I've just spent the last, I'm not quite sure how long it took me, skirting round, because I don't know whether you can see those people up there. That's kind of where I emerged, and that's where I came up last time. But to get up the kind of what I think is the easier route up to the summit, you've got to get around this side of the lake, and both sides are pretty tough to pass. I ended up going that side, which is quite bouldery, but then, you know, that side looks pretty rough as well. I think the other side looked on the whole easier, but there's a couple of bits that just looked a bit probably be swimming. So I just took that really slow, really careful, and here I am over the other side. The weather keeps clearing, but as you see, it's going foggy again. I really want, you know, part of me wants to camp on the summit tonight, but if it's going to be like this, there's going to be no visibility, then I don't know. I think I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to go up to the summit, because I could pitch around here. It's not a great pitch. Depending on what time I get to the summit and what the conditions are like, if I decide not to camp up there, I might come back down and pitch here. And then in the morning I'm a bit closer to the car for getting home. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, I tell you what. Hats off to whoever built this wall. Hey, look at it. There's where we've come from. Llyn Hywel. We had lunch down there. Mad. Might try and look up who built these things, because I don't know how old this wall is. It's quite substantial as well. It's not, you know, it's not even like a little boundary wall. I mean, look at the size of it. It's like 5-6 feet tall. Solid rock, but Yeah, so I'm following this wall up. I mean, the summit is over there, so we're going to follow the wall up a bit and then we'll start contouring up towards the summit. I'm going to get back to huffing and puffing, and I'll catch you in a little while. So I'll stop for a bit of a breather. I don't think I'm actually that far from the summit now. As the crow flies, maybe 300 meters, but if I'm where I think I am, Rhinog Fawr is 720 meters. So I think I've got about another 100 meters or so of ascent to do. I'm just gonna have 5 minutes of some water and then keep going. There we are. Quite different to the last time I was up here. Well, similar visibility, but yeah, there's not very much wind. It's just a little breeze and no rain, blessedly. I could go back down, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay up here. The only thing that might make me bail is I think it's fine, but my tent was a little bit wet, so I'd strapped it to the outside of my bag to prevent it getting everything inside the bag wet. I mean, everything important is in dry bags anyway, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. And when I was doing that bouldering bit going around Llyn Hywel, I slipped and I didn't fall. I kind of went over on my back, and the tent bag, rubbed against the rock, and it's worn a couple of holes in the tent bag. So I'm mildly concerned that the fly sheet of the tent is damaged. I don't think it is. I've kind of looked through where the holes are to where the tent material is underneath, and I couldn't see any damage. But I'm going to get the tent up now, partly so that I can, or mainly so I can check that there's no damage. And also, things are there's a couple of bits that are a tiny bit damp from last night, so while there's no rain, I can just get everything airing out. So, and also as I've stopped walking now, I'm getting cold, so I'm going to get the tent up, get some warm clothes on, and then I'll catch up with you. Hi there guys, in the tent now. I thought I got a really flat pitch, but I think what I got was the flattest pitch I could find up here, but it is a bit wonky, but it'll do. It'll do, it's alright. Rain is on and off, little bit. I think it's just low cloud. Well, I'm in the cloud, so rain is to be expected, I guess. But it's not heavy. Don't know if you watched the part 1 of this 2-part video, you'll know that I've found there's a small leak in the tent where I've not seam sealed it enough. I think where it's coming from is where you put the crossing poles on for this tent. They both go through the center eyelet, and when they twist, which they need to do, you need to put them in like an X shape going over the tent. It puts quite a lot of pressure on that and it pulls the seam. So I think that's where the leak is coming from. When I seam sealed it, I didn't seam seal the inside, I just did the outside. So when I get home, I'll get this put up again and I'll seam seal inside the seam and outside, and that should sort that out. That's the only place I noticed water coming in. There's no rain forecast at all tonight, so any rain that I do get is just going to be the odd little shower from the low cloud. So I'm just doing some late lunch. I've got my audio book for entertainment, but eating, at least I find eating is a source of entertainment as well. So I've got spicy sausage pasta, so I'm going to have this, and then I've got sticky toffee pudding later on that I can eat. Got some of these as well, chicken ramen noodles, I had hot and sour ones earlier on for lunch, they're really nice, so that'll be decent. And then I've got a bunch of muesli bars and things like that, so my plan for the rest of the day is to just eat, I think. Eat and listen to my book. Right then guys, so here's the tent pitched up. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, so this is the Scarp one, the new for 2022 edition. It's largely the same, they've just made a couple of little upgrades. But yeah, really happy with it. I have given it, I mentioned about being worried about it being damaged earlier on. I've given it a once over. I can't see any damage anywhere, so that's good, that's positive. I thought my ears were playing tricks on me a minute ago, but there was some people, a group of people just come up to the summit. And bearing in mind it's 4:30, so the sun's going to be going down very, very shortly. Yeah, well, good on them. They must know what they're doing, so it's all good. They didn't sound worried, they sounded very jovial. Inside, it's a little bit chaotic. I need to do a little bit more tidying up, but my bag, my wet bits there. Far end, you've already seen my little kitchen set up, and then got my Quest R0 sleeping bag, X-Lite sleeping mat, and then you can see my pillow, my is it a philo pillow, and I've also got my flex tail pump and lantern. That's pretty much it. The temperature has dropped massively. I've only just stopped shivering, to be honest. In the tent it's not too bad, but yeah, outside, ooh, it's pretty nippy. So as I said, you know, the light's going to be going pretty shortly. So yeah, I'm going to retreat back in the tent. I think I've still got all my, you know, like still got my wet trainers on and stuff. I'm getting a bit sick of that now, so I think I'm going to get in the tent and get all my wet stuff off, get some dry clothes on and cozy up for the night, I think. Good evening guys. It's about 9:30. I was listening to my book for a bit and I fell asleep, so I had a bit of a nap. Oh, sorry how I sound very croaky, apologies. Hopefully I'll be better in the next video. I just wanted to wrap today up really. It's been a good day. It's been a day of firsts, I guess. This is the first time that I've been out for more than one night consecutively, so that's quite cool. It's also my first summit camp, which, you know, in terms of an actual mountain, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, all in all, it's been a pretty good day. It's been hard, you know. The terrain up here is really difficult in places, so I'm very used to Dartmoor. You know, you can pretty much just, right, I want to walk from point A to point B. There's not a lot really that's gonna get in your way. Whereas here, point A to point B, you know, the path isn't always easy going. Well, not always easy going at all. Nice and comfy again in the Scarp. A lot of condensation at the moment though. I mean, it does feel a lot colder outside than it was last night. I have opened up the vents quite a bit though, so I was hoping to cut down on condensation, but there is a lot. But never mind, it's what it is, isn't it? My plan for the morning, I think I mentioned earlier on, I'm going to try and get away a bit earlier, as I want to get back to the car in reasonable time. So I think I'm going to try and get up at 6 in the morning, start getting packed up, have some breakfast early, and then try and set off around 7:30. And yeah, I'm going to descend down off of Rhinog Fawr and then back to the car. Nice to be back here, nice to have finally got up to the top under good conditions. It was a much better ascent. I felt a lot safer doing it.
and yeah, up here there's no wind at all, so it's lovely calm camp, just a little bit wet with the condensation, that's all. So that's it, I think, for tonight. So I'm just gonna have a drink, have some to eat, and go to sleep. So I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Good morning. It's about 6 o'clock. I've been up for... No, actually, I tell a lie. It's 20 past 6. I've been up since 6. Just got myself a coffee on the go. I had a pretty good night. Yeah, I definitely was on a bit of a slope, which was a mild pain. I was kind of sloping this way, so I was rolling towards that side of the tent a little bit, but other than that it was fine, nice and warm. It had loads of condensation though. Yeah, stark contrast to night before last. The first night I was here, I had a bit of condensation on my sleeping bag, but the actual the tent inner and the inside of the fly sheet were, you know, well, the tent inner was dry, the inside of the fly sheet was mostly dry. But yeah, up here, I don't know whether it's probably just a bit colder up here. Air's probably a bit wetter. It's just better conditions for condensation, I guess. So I'll catch up with you, I guess, when the tent is all packed up. Right, so I'm all packed up. I couldn't really get it in the drone footage, but I'll try and put a picture of it up on the video. But I just saw a whole rainbow, you know, like the whole kind of, normally I only ever see a bit of it, you know, but I saw the whole thing. So that was pretty cool. Yep, so obligatory shot of where I was camped, apart from my map, which obviously I'm going to be picking up in a moment. That's me all packed up. Wouldn't know I was here. So we're going that way. We're going to kind of go over the top. So we're going to backtrack a little bit, and instead of going down to Llyn Hywel, so the way we came up was around Llyn Hywel and then up, we're going to backtrack a little of the way back, and then we're going to split off and head further down this side of the mountain and head towards another lake, and then from there we should be on relatively flat ground back to the car. Right guys, I just wanted to stop here because I can see now, you know, the visibility hasn't been great these last couple of days, but that is Rhinog Fawr, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the lake where I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, I'll put it on the screen, but the lake that I camped at is right there. So that was where I was on Friday night. Yeah, it's and I guess I came down, it's hard to tell exactly, but I'm thinking I came down here and then through this valley and round to come up to Rhinog Fawr. I can see the end now. Again, I don't know how well this will come out on camera, but kind of down here, you see there's some farm buildings. That's where the car is. So yeah, not too far now. Right then guys, oh, let's take that off. I forgot I had that on my head, to be honest. I'm pretty much back at the car now. This has been good fun. It's been really good. It's my first multi-day wild camp, my first summit camp as well. And yeah, it's been hard. I've fallen over more times than I can count. Every muscle from my knees down is aching. And I've got a glorious 5-hour drive home now. But I got loads of sleep last night. I think at one point I slept for about 6 hours straight. So it's taken me